Valve's making a ton of changes when it comes to the CS investing market. However, one change that's actually outside of Valve's control is going to be Buff. Buff just went ahead and created a very interesting predicament. Now, they're allowing you to sell cases on their platform once again, which, as we know, is something that they have banned for a significant amount of time, but they're coming with a little bit of a caveat, and that's going to be the fact that you cannot open up these cases you bought on Buff and resell the items back on Buff. This is a really interesting predicament because obviously, how are they going to track this? They must have some information we don't know. Obviously, they are a huge company. They're run by NetEase, billions of dollars, but it's a very interesting predicament because obviously this is something brand new. We've never seen this before, and the fact that they're adding back cases, people are wondering, is this going to impact the prices? Now, because something like this is not publicly accessible to everyone, it's only Chinese citizens still with Buff 163, it's not going to have some wide outreaching command unless we're talking about the specific update of which you not being able to resell skins you got from cases you bought on the platform, which is a very interesting thing, but I don't think it's really going to become very widespread, at least at this moment. If you're looking for the lowest fees on the market, Skin Vault is the perfect place for you, with a free up to $10 on your first trade. They've got a massive deposit bonus to help you out if you're trying to buy some brand new skins, or one of the best prices you're going to be finding for an instant sell site, which is absolutely perfect. Plus, their fees for everything is nearly 50% cheaper than the competition, and your trades are going to be taking under 30 seconds right now. This is trusted by Nate King, but the truth is, use code MasterShiny, I'm just better, and it's going to be the lowest fee you can actually find if you're looking to trade your skins. Now, talking about what Valve is actually doing, first starting off with the maps. Obviously, we've seen Train, and it's definitely started to make its way back into the game overall, but we don't have a collection for it. We'll just hit on that in a little bit, but the biggest one is going to be Cache. Obviously, if you played CSGO, you know Cache was a very popular map, and it ended up getting removed when it came over to CS2. The port was just not there, I guess, but now it's back and it's in full command. It's definitely one that I think is a very strong possibility to be added back into the rotation because Cache is a very popular map. It's got a new collection potentially coming along with it, which we'll hit on in a second as well. Overall, Cache is a very loved map, and I think it's a very strong possibility based on everything we're seeing. It'll probably make a return to CS2. Then we've also got the discussion of new modes coming the way. Obviously, we've seen Danger Zone, and unfortunately, as much as I would really love Danger Zone to return, I think it's highly unlikely that Valve is going to be prioritizing it in the current dynamic, but there is one that's probably going to be returning relatively soon. That's going to be retakes. Obviously, retakes was a very popular mode, and it only came out towards the end of the CSGO lifespan, and therefore I think it's a very strong possibility that we do actually see it return. I personally enjoyed retakes, and I think it's a really solid game mode that kind of rounds out everything overall. Then we've also got speculative game modes such as Surf that were kind of brought up in discussion here and there, but we really haven't been seeing too much from them. I think it's once again still a possibility we do see something like this a little bit later down the line coming along with an operation or a big Armory update or something like that, especially considering most game modes, especially Surf, aren't really that hard to create and put into the game. Now, getting to the rather interesting part, starting off with new collections. Now, there's two main collections that could come into play here, the brand new Train and the brand new Cache. I want to start off with the Cache first because I've seen a lot of questions about it. First up, starting with the old Cache collection. A lot of people are really interested in the potential investment that comes along with this, and honestly, I really want to make you look at the actual Cache collection. Look at this collection. It's one that I've actually been a personal big fan of in the past, and I kind of look back on it and I wonder why. There's not really anything of strong interest here, and therefore it's kind of a question if should it really warrant a strong investment. I mean, look at the top things. You've got your Galil Cerberus and your FAMAS sticks. Now, there are a lot of unique skins inside of this collection, I will definitely give you that, but the truth is all of these skins have been super cheap for a long time for a reason, and right now they're just in the hype. I would definitely avoid this as an investment because it's going to lose its value, or even if it doesn't, the opportunity cost is just way too high for something like this. Now, talking about a brand new collection coming around specifically for Cache, I think it's extremely likely. If we want to look at this collection, it's extremely outdated, and that's a perfect opportunity for Valve to come ahead and step in. The biggest thing about this is it has no classified and no covert skins, which if you want to look at all of the collections Valves are releasing, they all have covert skins. Covert skins are what makes a Valve money because you don't realize how impossible it is to get. Old ones used to be about 1 in 4,000, now we're about 1 in 800. Still extremely hard to get, and therefore it creates a ton of value for Valve, and at the end of the day, that's exactly what they're looking for. Now, moving on over to the Train aspect, we've got the old 2021 Train collection, and I think it's very possible that Valve could reintroduce this, although I don't think it's the most likely outcome. Valve has seen that there's a ton of value in releasing new collections, and we're talking about these old collections. I think there's a very strong possibility they just stay in the past. Also, we've got the regular Train collection, which is in the active duty. I definitely don't think it's going to be discontinued or kicked out of the active collections. These are probably going to be set in stone for a long time in my personal opinion, just because they're really easy for Valve to just keep there. Therefore, I would say if you want to make an investment, do the 2021 Train collection, but obviously it's not guaranteed profit. It's a possibility that we could see a reintroduction production of this, or it could just be kicked out altogether. Now, talking about the case market, you know I gotta hit on it. It has been going absolutely insane when we're talking about prices, but I first want to talk about the concentration of where this is at. If we want to look at the unboxing numbers, we are seeing a lot of unboxing numbers specifically for these purchasable and active duty cases. The percentage keeps on increasing, and it's definitely something that is a slight bit worrisome, but overall we're still kicking out so many rare cases. I think we're in a very prime position. Looking at the prices, we can see exactly that. So many of these cheaper rare cases are pushing $1.50. Your Prismas, your Danger Zones, that's absolutely insane. They were just at $1 not too long ago, and we want to talk about something that's a little bit more expensive. A lot of these cases are still on a very strong trajectory, and they're not decreasing from the profits that they've gained. They've gone up in price, and even if they're stagnant now, they're not going back down, which is the really big crucial part, especially for rare cases that I want to hit on. I don't think they're going to be going back down, and if they do, it's not going to be a significant amount. It's exactly what we're seeing, and overall a very solid position, and I'm really excited to keep on moving forward with these strong unboxing numbers. Nearly 1 million per day is absolutely insane, and it's perfect. Now, talking about what's next inside of this overall area, I think it's a very strong possibility that we could be leaning towards some sort of brand new case, whether that's one that's going to be introducing the twin blade or whether it's just one in general. I think we're in a very strong position with the case market, but I definitely think Valve is cooking up something behind the scenes. And specifically translating that over to what we're seeing for the active duty case market, right now these cases are near all-time highs for like pretty much all of them except when they were originally released, and that's very good if you're getting your drop and selling off the skin, but this is not something that I think is super sustainable. We are at a very high unboxing point for a lot of these cases, and if one of them gets moved into the rare market right now, it could have a very easy path, especially if it's the fracture of the recoil, to getting up to a relatively expensive price point relatively quickly. Now, this would mostly be due to hype, because obviously we know the supply on these two cases is absolutely massive, and it's going to take a while, even at a strong unboxing rate like we have now, for them to see an actual decrease in supply worthy of the price going up very significantly. But I definitely think if we see one of these two removed, the hype is going to flood it like we saw with the clutch, like we saw with the previous cases removed. They are going to be going up in price really quickly. They'll probably lose a fair amount of it, but with all that being said, I actually don't think it's a very smart investment to be making into the active duty cases right now. Like I just talked about, they're at near all-time highs, and we don't even know if there's a new case on the horizon or if it would even bump out one of these cases into the rare drop pool. Therefore, I would stay vigilant. Now, talking about everything we're seeing for the Armory, it's starting to get disastrously low when it comes to unboxing ROI. Specifically, we're seeing the highest ROI only at 125%, the lowest at 116. And obviously, we've talked about the demand for these items. If we want to look at the elemental and the character craft stickers and their application numbers, they are going up. And the fact is, their prices have really started to stagnate at this point. Charms and collections have relatively stagnated, and I think they're very solid products, but people are just a little bit tired of them. We really have been seeing them be the only content available for the past 4 or 5 months, and I think people are just overall ready to move on to something new. But that's pretty much all I got. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.